Well, hi.
Hello again. We are live again. Dead and
We
Company's
are.
on tour in Atlanta.
And we couldn't be happier. The great city of Atlanta, Georgia, and the second night of the second leg of the tour, and boy, those boys, you could say they either didn't grow any cobwebs during the break or the rest did them a lot of good or whatever, because they got right back to it last night with another fantastic show. And they've always played well in Atlanta. I saw them at the Omni and other places down there, and it's a good Grateful Dead town and a good Dead and Company town. So looking forward to another one tonight.
This is one particular show that I really wish I could be at. I have so many friends in Atlanta who are going to be there tonight, and I would love to be with them. Looking forward to seeing
Yeah.
some familiar faces in the crowd shots. We're here pitching the live stream that's available to you on nugs.net. And the place to find out more about it is livedead.co. That is your portal to nugs.net's coverage of Dead and Company. They have a library of audio recordings that goes back to 2016. You can get a season pass for this whole second leg of the tour, which is 13 shows, and if you did that today, you could still go back and watch last night's show uh, as well. So that's one of the things about the season pass is you get the whole season. And once you look at one particular show, you have 48 hours to watch it as many times as you want. And we're going to also be with you at the beginning of the second set. Again, Nugs.net is going to be offering a free sample of the show, the first song or two of the second set on YouTube and on Facebook. And Gary and I will be back between sets. Today, we're going to be talking with Gavin Tabone, who is the director of the Barton Hills Choir, a grade school outfit from Austin, Texas, that has made 2 records of Grateful Dead songs. And he's got a fun story to tell.
Yes, indeed. And as we said, we both love Atlanta. The band always rises to the occasion in Atlanta. And they sure did in Charlotte last night, too. That second set, man, starting with Scarlet Begonias, and they did not go right into Fire on the Mountain. What did they go into? I don't have my set list in front of me, so it was an interesting
Yeah, I've forgotten
divergence there.
too. They're
That's
just
how you know it was a good
jam-packed.
show.
Their shows with. Wait a minute, I can tell you. I have it on my computer right here in front of me. It was that bird song at the end of set 1 was nothing to complain about. It was Scarlet Begonia's Uncle John's Band with an awesome
That's
jam
right.
in the middle of it. And then they
Yes.
launched into Fire on the Mountain with Oteil Burbridge on the lead vocals. Terrapin, drums, space, New Speedway Boogie, Black Peter, and Casey Jones. And the encore, the quick encore was Ripple. They must have been up against the curfew because they didn't stay off stage for long before the encore.
They didn't leave stage at all, as a matter of fact. Bobby just turned right to the. Bobby is the master of timing these things to 10:59 and 50 seconds on an 11 p.m. curfew. He's really, like he likes to say, like a Swiss watch as far as the timing of the sets goes. And hey, Oteil Burbridge revealed something interesting today. I suspected it was the case. He's been sitting down during long portions of these shows. He's got a stool back by his amps, and he revealed he's had like a fairly severe back problem, like one very messed up vertebra that's been giving him some pain for some time. And I've noticed, even when he's standing, he's a little less animated. Sometimes Oteil dances the whole night, but here he's been taking it a little bit easy. But hasn't affected the music one little bit or his playing.
It has not. And oh my God.
Yeah, so he thanked everyone for their concern. He says that with, he's a long way from needing surgery or anything like that, and he thinks physical therapy will definitely get him through the remainder of the tour. And he's got a bunch of music coming up this fall too, I noticed. So he's got some gigs coming up in Colorado. So you can't keep Oteil down for very long, and he doesn't even like to sit for that long. He gets up and and plays whenever he can.
Oh, very true.
Thanks, Oteil.
I had a group in my living room yesterday that included Blair Jackson and Regan McMahon, our friends Deb and Susan. And Susan was a non-deadhead and fairly new to this whole thing. And it was very interesting to experience someone else's first experience of all this. And one of the things that she remarked on was Oteil, the loveliness of his singing voice. And everybody loves to watch Oteil's hands on the video feed.
Man.
He's just such a graceful dude, and watching him play, watching them all play is like that. I love watching Jeff Chimenti play too.
Yeah. And with Oteil, there's always some new melodic line he'll come up with on the bass, some beautiful bit of counterpoint that will be totally unexpected in the context of this music. Obviously Phil Lesh created bass lines like no one else in the world. Oteil's doing that in his own way and serving the music in an equally valid way and a completely different one. So that's, as Don Was said when we interviewed him at our very first halftime show, the secret of this is to play like yourself and bring the best of yourself to the music. And as Don beautifully put it, not be haunted by the specter of Phil.
So true. This tour has just progressed so amazingly well. With these musicians are really starting to fill in some of the arrangements and stuff, and these songs are starting to develop, sort of tropes of their own that are the work of these people rather than inheriting everything from the Grateful Dead. And I particularly was thinking about Lost Sailor the other day, or a couple of weeks ago now, listening to what John Mayer has done with it, where he's recognizing and remembering and using some of the material that Jerry Garcia created on the guitar in that song, but he's also starting to come up with a lot of ideas of his own and textures of his own that we're hearing in there. And that's also true. Obviously, the dialogue with Jeff Chimenti is like that, but it's also true with Oteil. I noticed it last night. He's starting to put down some of his markers in these songs as well. And it's lovely to hear the evolution of the ensemble, with these songs.
Yeah, and the fact that you've got three of the guys who invented the music and three people who are coming from very different backgrounds and bringing something new every time they play it really has revitalized this repertoire in incredible ways. Our backstage surveillance team tells us they have a few band members out on stage ready to go on. A few could be as few as one or as many as five, but they need six. They need this isn't where you have call a quorum and go out there with five guys. You really have to have the whole band. So the stragglers will be up there soon, I suspect. And we will get that abrupt signal that says lights, and we'll throw it to the stage when we can. But in the meantime, once again, we are here through the good graces of Nugs.net. We're so happy they gave us this gig to introduce these shows and then do this halftime show. It's been a ball. We've got 11 more after tonight, and going to make the most of it, I'll tell you. So once again, as David laid out, if you're watching this for free on the preview and you like what you see, you can go back and purchase the whole show or the whole tour, and tell your friends that this stuff is available. Turn them on YouTube or on Facebook Live to these free previews, which includes our halftime show. The preview of the second set does include our little bit and our talk with Gavin Tabone later on. And then you can, if you crave more, it's easily had through livedead.co.
And they also have a new streaming service. Nugs has a new streaming service that you can subscribe to. I haven't taken a look at it to see how it works, and I don't really do like Spotify or whatever, but I gather it's that same kind of thing that gives you access to this vast library. For example, they have all the Dead and Company shows going back to 2016. They have huge amounts of music from vast numbers of musicians. And if you get that subscription service, I guess you have access to an awful lot of that music. And that's another one of the reasons we'd like you to go over to livedead.co and find out what the options are. You can download any individual audio recording in a number of formats. They have like super high res, I think 9624, and they have CD quality, and they have MP3s and stuff, and you can get individual shows or whole tours and stuff in audio only form. And of course, they have all of these video live streams and recent shows archived on video that you can still watch. So please do visit livedead.co. They asked us here to talk to you and ask you to do that.
Right, indeed. And, I'm a very eclectic music fan myself. So the service Nugs provides, I mean, in addition to all this, they sell, archival recordings by great bands a la carte. They've got a contract with Bruce Springsteen right now, and they've been selling, doing this instant download thing after Bruce Springsteen shows when he's on tour.
Oh,
And
cool.
they've been supervising his archival releases from the breadth of his
Well,
career. They have
lots
stuff going back to 1975. Another of my favorite bands, Wilco, is part of it. So I feast on the banquet that is Nugs.net a whole lot, spending a lot of time at their buffet table. So enjoying it a lot.
And we should also mention that the audio service is very prompt. We have been told, and I have witnessed it myself, because I go after the show and download the audio so I can pull the stuff that I need for my radio shows. And these shows are very often ready to download like a half an hour to an hour after the show is over. That's pretty damn good service. And I mean, the technology is ridiculous these days. But the quality of the work done by these people is really spectacular. It's an impressive thing that Nugs.net has a remote recording unit out there, and they're mastering and distributing this music in ridiculously good quality, and well worth checking out. I've been really enjoying. I've listened back to most of these concerts after they've happened because, as I say, I'm pulling stuff from my radio shows, and the quality of the recordings is terrific. We are told the band are all on stage huddling now, so we expect the lights to go down soon.
Right. Whether it'll be a run or a pass play to open up, we don't know, but they are huddled. So we'll see what's going to happen. We don't know what the first song is going to be. We have been going set list free for these shows. They used to provide us with set lists, but we kind of like the suspense. We kind of like being surprised along with you. They do tip us off when the set is ending, so we know to be back to work. But other than that, we are experiencing these shows as you are, in real time, and really delighted with the way the band has been mixing it up. So I guess they're still huddling.
A few weeks ago, they fooled us. They ended a set with Don't Ease Me In, which is historically a very short song. And I figured I had like 3 minutes to get upstairs and get ready to do this halftime thing. And instead, they stretched that sucker out and played a 10-minute version of Don't Ease Me In to end their first set a few weeks ago. Again, that's one of the things that we're getting here from the Dead and Company is a lot of surprises, musical delights coming from these people. Combinations of songs you hadn't heard before, and just really, really smart, attentive, soulful, generous musicians out there having the time of their lives for our amusement.
Yeah, that's really one wonderful thing, finding new places in the music to create new improvisational statements. John really stretched out again on the solo on Casey Jones last night. Not the solo in the middle of the song, but when they're singing the Driving That Train refrain at the end, they usually come to the end to do that And You Know That Notion tag. But before they did that, they backed off from the mics, and John ripped off some serious choruses of bluesy guitar, just right in his wheelhouse, just the way that song, the changes of that song go.
And then in the encore, he came out and played this really, really beautiful stuff emulating David Grisman's mandolin on Ripple. And I also just played really, really sweet stuff. They opened up coming out at the bridge and going back into the song. Bobby, as he tends to do, inserted a few new measures of music there. And John has filled those spaces with really, really sweet little obligatos. I took note of that last night, how what Mayer is doing in Ripple is definitely developing in his own direction in a really good way.
Yeah, the mandolin emulation is one of my favorite things there, because David Grisman's part on that was just, it was one of the things that made that song on the original recording. So anyway, that's one long huddle the band is taking. They must really be...
I'll tell you one thing that they're going to say when they come out of that huddle. They're going to say, David, you go long.
Right.
I always had to go long on football games because I wasn't a very good football player.
I'm sorry. But anyway.
It's all right. I got over it. I found my métier.
Right. Well, this is a band that knows how to go long anyway. So, Their detractors would say too long, but not us. Anyway,
No. So
really
we're
looking
doing that
forward to
thing.
this.
We're vamping here. Wait,
Yeah. Sometimes they cut us right. Whoop, lights. Whew.
there we go. See
Enjoy
you
the
at
show,
halftime,
everybody.
got no heart. Tell me this town ain't got no heart. I can hear it beat out loud. Shaking on shakedowns. Used to be the heart of town. Tell me this town ain't got no heart. Just gotta poke around. Nothing's shaking on shakedown street. Used to be the heart of town. Don't tell me this town ain't got no heart. Just gotta poke around. Nothing shaking on shakedown street. Used to be the heart of town. Tell me this town ain't got no heart. Just gotta poke around. Well, don't tell me this town ain't got no heart. Just gotta poke around. Tell me this town ain't got no heart. Just gotta poke around. Shake it down, shake it down, shake it down, down. Shake it down, shake it down, shake it down, down.
Thank you.
star.
This town